Yeah. What up, guys? Late Night Live, episode 59 is here, and we got some people in the chat I want to say hi to. J Rod, what's up, bro? Meatball Saucy, what's going on, man? And then some guys named Ace of Jacks Media Grounds and NES Gaming Legend. I don't know who those guys are.
No idea.
Oh, sorry. Just sorry about that.
I don't know what did I miss. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Chris, how was your week? Play any games?
Oh, it's pretty good. I did play Avowed. They also dropped a demo for a game I've had on my wish list on Steam called Rail Gods of Hysteria. It's very similar to Diablo, but you have a H.P. Lovecraft style train that you're riding, so you get a build onto the train. And then I also have played a lot of Crime Scene Cleaner this week. You know, I like to go in and clean out bodies of a crime scene. It's fun.
Interesting. Okay, I hadn't heard of that one.
Wow.
Kind of like the guy that has to clean up Dexter, or I don't know, one of those CSI shows.
Well, yeah, there's kind of a story. You're just a janitor who ends up like helping out a friend by cleaning a crime scene for him because he killed another drug dealer. And so you go in, and then of course, like the head of the mob wants you to go in and clean all these crime scenes for him. So it's like Power Wash Simulator, but you have to clean up the bodies and clean up everything.
So it's pretty graphic.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of blood and everything, but the bodies are kind of ragdoll, and you just pick them up and drop them wherever you want.
What's up, Alikrian? Watching us on X. What's going on, man? 8-bit gaming legend. Dathan, what's up, man?
Hello, class. How we doing today?
The
Hope everyone had
professor.
a good week.
Good. Play any games last week, sir?
I did. I played Avowed.
Avoid.
Avoid.
You're disavoid.
And Guns of Fury on Steam. I think I'm almost done with it, just about.
Oh, good.
It's good. I liked it. I really like it. It's good, and I share the same feelings as Chris with the backtracking and all that stuff. It's he wasn't lying. The map is a little I don't want to say confusing, but it's not done very well. It is kind of like the Super Metroid style, but I think they could have done something a little bit better. But I mean, for $12, I'm not going to complain. It's pretty fun, run and gun RPG style. And I did play Avowed for a little bit. I'm going to give the game one more hour of my time, and then after that, I'm probably going to drop it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
yeah,
We'll talk about Avowed.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Okay. All right. Everyone clicks off the show now. Travis, can you hear us?
I can. Can you
There
hear
you
me?
are.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much. So the other game that you were talking about, Chris, the problem with games like that is like I game to get away from my day job.
So you clean a lot of crime scenes, huh?
Well, I'm not telling you what I do for a living, but I'm just saying that I try to game to get away from, real life. That's why I spent all week playing the Assassin's Creed game. So Mirage, and it's fun. I'll give it that. I think I miss a little bit because my intro to Assassin's Creed was the Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origin. I think I missed that aspect of it. So I'm thinking that Shadows, what this is doing is making me more excited for the new one that's coming out. Because apparently it is half Mirage and half the RPG stuff, depending on what character you pick. So could be a good combo between the two. I don't know. Now, that being said, it's not like this is night and day, Dathan. I mean, I don't know if you would agree with that, but it's like you still have side quests. You still have people to run around to and random stuff to fill your time with if you want to.
Yeah, the map is definitely probably a tenth of what the other ones are.
So I guess that's a good question then. Is that what people were meaning by this is more of a return to form? Is just that basically, yeah, that's one thing that took me a while to get used to. Is I couldn't turn a corner, it seemed like, without getting into trouble with the law until I figured out that I couldn't just run from place to place and I had to be kind of careful as to where I was going. In Origin and in the other ones, it seems like they give you a little bit more warning, like, hey, you're entering a place where they're going to get ticked and, come kill you.
Yeah, I think this one is everything's more compact.
Yeah.
So they really condense everything together.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's fun. And then other than that, I would be lying. I thought about lying, and then I realized that that's a sign that I have a real problem and saying I didn't play any Balatro, but I did make it to the very last chip. And once I beat that, then I will finally put the bottle down and be done with Balatro.
What do you mean last chip?
I'm at the last difficulty.
Oh, you're at the last difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So once I beat that, then I can finally, go to a meeting and quit playing Balatro, probably. But I don't know. I don't have a problem. You guys do.
Did you guys see that? I shared someone, I don't know, it was on X or was it on Instagram? Someone took their laptop outside, and it looked like a nice day outside, but they were playing Balatro on their laptop. It's like, something's wrong with that. I don't know.
I thought that was you. I thought that was you that did that.
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
I didn't do that.
I mean, I play Hearthstone when I'm doing cardio at the gym because I do stair mill, and so I'll play Hearthstone while I'm knocking out my cardio, my 30 minutes of cardio. The thought crossed my mind. Like, I found out that you could do Balatro on mobile device because I'm playing it on across Steam, right? And I thought, well, geez, I could get it on the cell phone. But something about the game and the way that the gameplay works, I don't think it would be as easy to do it when you're sweaty messes as Hearthstone is. So,
now in my spare time, I do Assassin's Creed stuff. So. I'm out
Mirage
on a rooftop.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. In real life,
exactly.
IRL. Gotcha. Yeah, so that's where it's been. I did not buy and return Avowed yet, but I'm getting ready to.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, based off Dathan's review, then it seems like a no-brainer to buy it and return it.
It was just clicking off the video already.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. We'll talk about Avowed for sure because I'm 10 hours into it, so you can't say that. Oh, well, I only played it 3 hours or whatever. I don't know. I have an opinion. I think I have an opinion. Yeah. Did Meatball Saucy, you playing Balatro yet? 5 weeks and what's he saying? 4 friends of support. Is there an out for you addicts? I don't know. Man. So I want to talk about Avowed. There was another controversy with limited run games I gotta talk about because, like, I don't know, you can't make this stuff up, and it'll be good for. I want to hear what Dathan has to say about that. Nintendo is ending one of their rewards programs, and there's a new iconic arcade that was leaked or revealed today. So, like, their next cabinet. I don't know if you guys saw that. And maybe some toy talk. We'll see how much time we got. So, but, all right. Avowed. All right, I'll let you guys go first. Let's see. Oh, the volume down. This is my gameplay. Who wants to give me their thoughts first before I tell them?
Well, is this so? You're playing Skyrim?
It kind of does look like Skyrim, huh?
No. Yeah, no, I don't know. I didn't spend enough time with Skyrim really because I was still in the castle area. I didn't actually get out and do stuff in it.
I'm enjoying. I've got my bow and arrow guy. That's what I'm going with.
So action RPG, right? When people talk about ARPG for a genre, typically we think of the top-down clickfest of Diablo and things like that. This is more into the first-person method of it. How much RPG mechanic is in the combat versus first-person shooter mechanic in the combat?
Well, it's all about however you want to play is what I've kind of gotten out of it. And I'm still unlocking stuff, so like I can't exactly tell you, but there's multiple ways to go about things. Like I'm using my arrow here, but like if you want to go all magic, if you want to go fight with a sword, if you want to sneak around, you can do that.
Okay. So you can stealth pretty well in the game.
You can. There's some bosses I don't know. You'd have to fight eventually.
Okay, so you can't avoid combat.
Alikrin says, I've played a few hours of Avowed. It isn't bad, but it isn't interesting. It just is. Okay. Not impressed. We must be with Chris from last week. Didn't like the level design. I will say it has made me super interested in finally playing Pillars of Eternity.
Oh, interesting. Because that's going to be a much more, if I recall correctly with Pillars, it was basically a Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then that's going to be very slow going.
Right here, I included this because like this is when my character wasn't beefed up very much.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the side quest Octave the Firebrand on the first map. And I was really having a hard time. Like my arrows are hitting like 29 points on them, and it's like taking me forever. And I eventually beat him here, but then I include video of coming back later. I'm level 8 or level 9 now. Like, yeah, here's my new one. I think this is my new one.
So this is you doing
and I can
quest
just
after you've powered up a bit.
Yeah, I come back, and then I'm just laying waste to these guys now.
How is the game for guiding you into quests that are appropriate to your level versus just throwing stuff at you and letting you figure out that you're just going to die?
I think you figure out pretty quickly what you can do and what you can't, because I've been in some areas of the map is huge, and there's multiple maps, and like I got into almost like a new world, and I felt like I was overpowered, or I was underpowered.
Okay.
And I needed to go back and do some grinding somehow.
But it doesn't have like cues, like, oftentimes in quest logs, they'll highlight red quests for things that you should wait to hold off on. Enemies will sometimes have red, color markers over their names and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think there's any of that. There's just you'll start.
You just figure it out,
fighting, and then you feel like you're overmatched.
Gotcha. So the real reason I didn't pick up the game was because of the actual, like, this sort of character modeling and stuff. When I saw screenshots, it just didn't do anything for me. And as silly as that is, the aesthetic just didn't seem to grab me and draw me to actually pay for it right away.
It's very much the character creation. When I got into it, I was like, my God, this has got to be the ugliest character designs you could ever have.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're supposed to be a godlike, but the godlike features, I'm like, oh my.
Well, what does a godlike look like? Like,
one
talking
of the
Bible, or are we talking, what does that even mean? It could be anything.
I don't know, but the fact one of the features was to have half your head a mushroom from The Last of Us, I was kind of like, what is this?
I say go wild with it.
I mean,
I'm fine with them going wild. It just, there's something ugly to the aesthetic in this game, and I don't get it.
Yeah, that I would agree. Like, this looks okay, but when I was looking at screenshots when it was announced and when it was released and all of that, I was a little bit just not underwhelmed, just like, I don't know, I just hopped into a different game. And then also the price tag, right? So it's different if you just
price tag. It's on Game Pass.
Right. That would be, but I don't have Game Pass right now, which still, it's fine. I can pick it up for a month or two. But nothing made me excited enough to do that.
All right, Dathan, you played it and you didn't like it.
I'm not gonna say I didn't like it, but I think Allegiant said it best. It's not a terrible game, but it just is. I think I'm 4 hours into it. If you like conversation dialogue, I mean, this is it for you. I was just speed running the dialogue. I'm like, I don't have time to listen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I will say the dialogue
went on
a
for
lot.
If I listened to it, I would probably be 10 hours into it if I listened to all the different dialogue and pick the different selections and stuff. The combat's okay. It's not bad, but I don't know. It just is. Like I
Dathan,
said,
do you tend to read and listen to the dialogue when you're playing a game that's more RPG in scope, or are you more just like get through the cutscene and get to the action sort of stuff?
I think it depends on what game it is.
Yeah. Okay.
So if it's a game that I don't know what's going into, I'll usually do the first couple of cutscenes, and then we'll see. But with this, I was just like, when you first start and you're on the shore or the beach, whatever, and you're talking to the gremlin thing, and I'm like, this is, I don't know about this. And then I kept going more, and I was like, nah, that's way too much. So anytime there's dialogue, I'm just hitting that A button as much as I can.
Okay.
Dude, Meatball Saucy, thank you.
Oh, super chat, getting you trained.
Sweet.
Yeah, the other interesting thing I thought, and this was something somebody had pointed out online, was if you go back to the first like major city hub in this game, none of the NPCs move around.
Oh no,
there's talking, like people are talking as you walk past, but if you actually stop and like look, nobody is moving. They're all stationary.
Oh, what's with you like commenting about guys in the background? Like, that's your thing.
Well, no, but he's got a point. I mean, you look for a certain level of polish nowadays in games, especially if you were to buy this game at the $70 price tag that it's at, right? You'd expect a certain amount of polish to be done with it, right?
Well, especially when you've got a game like Skyrim where the NPCs were always walking around.
Yeah, and this is first person, so it would be more jarring, I would think, that way
But
as well.
if you push the right thumbstick, it can actually go into third person view.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can switch between first and third person.
Okay.
But it does warn you if you go into third person, it changes the depth of your attacks and everything.
Mm.
So,
So you can't really play combat as third person, really.
well, you can, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I tried it in third person, and I was like, I'm not feeling a real difference between the attacks versus first person.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you the camera's back away from you a little bit, so there's nothing. But it gives you the option in the settings to turn it on or off. But I found you just have to push the right thumbstick, and you can turn it on or off.
So when I look at the gameplay in this, because I ignored all the media and all the stuff, the press and previews about this game before it was released. So this is the first time I'm actually seeing this. I'm wondering.
You ignored when we were talking about it.
Well, I heard you guys talk about it, but that's not the same as watching it, right? So watching it now, I'm thinking, gosh, so people sat in a room at like Microsoft who really pumped this game up, right? And said, okay, that's a game that we're going to make kind of a flagship game for this upcoming year. I'm not feeling it by looking at the gameplay. So I'm guessing that was just a reaction like to the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 was such a surprise hit that they were like, "Oh, let's grab another RPG since that's what everybody wants." And then that's why this got kind of pushed is to such a big like to deal that it's being released.
I think you guys are going down a narrative. Like, I disagree with all three, with Chris and Dathan. I'm
Okay.
enjoying it. Like, and
Yeah,
I know,
okay.
like, I'm the one. I also said I was really enjoying the Guns of Fury, and I had no problem with it. But this, I think it's really deep,
Okay.
and I really enjoy leveling up my character. Like, I don't know what level you guys are at, but it the combat to me feels so much better than what was that last big game we were playing, the night one, or Deliverance.
Yeah, yep,
It
Deliverance.
feels a lot better than that. Like, you don't have to worry about what side of his arm you're slashing with your knife or whatever, so and a lot of variety. Like, you just keep leveling up your character, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Like, I'm 10 hours into it, and this first part of the map, you're like, it's kind of like a green area. Then you go to the next area, and it's much more purples and blues, and you got some weird mushrooms everywhere. Like, it gets start to get crazy, and I don't know, I'm digging it.
Yeah.
So, like, I just want to put it out there. Like, I'm having fun with it. I love, like, I was at this one area, and I'm kind of near a cliff, and these enemies start coming at me, and I just start shooting them with my bow and arrow, and it gives you like a nice when you kill a guy, it goes like a dong,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a red red death icon appear above them, and you can actually pick them off, and they were thrown off the cliff. I should have taken video of it. It's like dong dong dong. It was so cool.
So here's what I'm curious about I was curious to hear your review of it actually, because the few reviews that I had read before it came out were from the lens of people who felt like they were spoiled because they played Baldur's Gate 3. So they went into this game with this lofty expectation that it was going to be as good. You didn't play Baldur's Gate 3. I'd be curious to see what would happen after you played this if you did jump into Baldur's Gate 3.
No,
But I'm
but
also curious why you didn't play it.
you know what it was is I wanted the physical copy, and then at this point, like, I finally got it, but now I feel like there's other stuff to play. It was, when did that game come out? 2023?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think there was other stuff at the time that I got into, but make no mistake, like, this isn't my first RPG. Like,
No, I know.
I beat Skyrim. I beat Elder Scrolls.
Sure, but I'm going to
For
say that even though I had problems with Baldur's Gate 3 and I don't like recommending it entirely, um, it was of a different caliber from what we've seen recently. It was. So all of the great reviews that it got, they were well deserved. And I'm a tough critic when it comes to this stuff, right? And I played through that game one and a half, maybe two times. I can't quite recall, and that's rare for me as well. So it would just be interesting. Like I said, the reviews that I read were all very like, oh, it's not fair. I keep comparing it to Baldur's Gate 3, and we're not going to see another game like that in anytime soon.
Another thing about the combat, you can do headshot people. You can headshot.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other thing, like in Baldur's Gate 3, do you have guns in Baldur's Gate 3?
No.
Because
No,
there's
it's
guns.
true fantasy.
You
Like,
can have
it's
guns.
D&D.
There's guns in this game.
Right. Yeah,
That's
Baldur's
really
Gate 3
cool.
is Dungeons and Dragons. Now, does it have a VAT system like in Fallout where you can pause combat and take aim at certain body parts and things like that to go strategic that way?
No, but you can slow down time. Like I've got a attribute on my character where when I'm using my bow and arrow, it slows time down by 75%, so I can make sure I hit his head. Like when I hit the spider right in the head, you get a headshot.
Okay,
Like
now
right
is that every character can do that, or is that a skill that you have to have? To slow
you have to level up your character to get that.
Okay, cool.
So, if you're in the chat and you played it, let me know.
Did you play Baldur's Gate 3 yourself?
I did not know.
Was it just, did you, Chris, or was it just Eric and I?
Yeah, I played it.
You played it?
But
what is your thoughts?
The problem I had with Baldur's Gate 3 was I never got through the first chapter because I kept wanting to change up like the options. So after I'd pick an option, I'd save the game.
Yeah.
And then I'd go back and read it. So I just kept doing that, and to the point where I was like, if I keep doing this, I'm never going to be able to like play the game.
Yeah, no, totally. And
and so I was just kind of like, I'll probably one day go back and start it from beginning and just stick with whatever option I go with.
Yeah.
But I was going to say this one feels more like Fallout New Vegas to me.
So that's in my queue. This game made me think about playing that game instead.
It's created by the same developers. It's kind of the same setup. They have so many dialogue options in Fallout New Vegas, and that's what people loved about it. I personally wasn't a big fan of Fallout New Vegas. It was too broken. When it first came out, there were too many like game-breaking bugs. And so there were like quest lines that just like, if you saved when you were doing that quest line, it broke the game and you had to start over from scratch.
Okay.
And I'm sure at this point they've probably fixed a lot of that. But when it first came out, it was kind of like, I don't see what people love about this one.
Okay.
Avowed. I mean, so far from what I've played of it, I don't hate it. I just aesthetically, there's something about it that is ugly, and I don't know entirely what it is. I've kind of enjoyed what I've played of it, but at the same time, it's one of those that I'm kind of like, this feels like a casual game. Like you can jump in whenever you want and jump out.
Oh, I like that.
It doesn't really feel like an RPG in the sense where you want to sit there and just play for hours.
Okay.
And I think that's my only real issue with the game is that I'm kind of like, I can jump into this whenever I want, jump out. The story doesn't seem to really matter so much. Like there's nothing too difficult. And as far as the dialect choices, I always just pick the top one because I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to
really?
You can also... Dude, have you done the ones where you can lie?
Well, I've seen them, but I'm like,
lie.
I really don't like. There's too many options. There's too much, and I think that might be the other problem with it is there's just too much to do, and it's like if I want to go through and see the story and everything, which I kind of think the story's interesting from what I've seen, but I only want to pick the top option. So if it pops up and it's like Scholar, and it's like you have to have so much, I'm like, oh, I don't have the necessary traits for this, so I'm going to pick the next option down. And then people are like mad at you for some reason, and I'm just like, I don't know what I said wrong. I'm just
so you're not really role playing. You're just you're treating it like cutscenes you're getting through to then get back to the action.
Yeah, because they'll just talk and talk.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Meatball Saucy. I don't know if any of us played Space Cadet on VPN, but I'm assuming it's good since you're mentioning it. So, I know Dathan's been talking about maybe going to see going to Next Level or something again. They have the Dungeons and Dragons pinball there now.
Yeah, there's they got it I think today actually.
That's
or
dope.
yesterday. And there's some bars that are in the area that I don't really want to go to, and they open late. They open at 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon. And then I think Quarter World, they're a big arcade up here. I think have you been there, Travis? Quarter World?
Yeah.
They got one too, but I'm not a fan of that.
Me neither. Me neither, but I've been there a lot, but I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah. And there's also a new bar up, not really new, but it's called Wedgehead, and they've got I think 25 pinball machines.
All right.
And they got one too. But I think I might just take the drive out to Hillsboro, and that way I can.
Didn't you say that one place that we went last time is going to get it?
They did. I checked their website because you can check the Stern Connect app, and it'll tell you what's connected. But they don't have it yet, so I'm kind of surprised. I figured they would be probably one of the places that would get it first.
Well, keep an eye on that.
Now, for Meatball Saucy, Space Cadet was awesome, yo. That's all I got to say. I don't need a VPN of it. All I need to do is reinstall Windows 95, and there I go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. I don't know. I give Avowed a play. For me, sounds like Chris is kind of a meh. Dathan, you're not. You're going to give it one more hour and see if anything else hooks you. But
Chris has actually got me more interested in it after telling me that it's more casual, like that you can just hop in and hop back out of it, because that actually is beneficial anymore, right? Especially for a game of that scope. If it does a good job of reminding you of what you were doing when you hopped in for 2 hours and hopped out, that's actually a big plus to me.
Right. So, it's not, I don't know if it's Balatro level hop in, hop out.
But... No, obviously not. But I mean, but that was kind of, that is the issue with especially the first person style RPGs, is that they get a little too involved in the points of interest or points of end points are too far apart that sometimes you feel like, oh, I gotta do this. I can't quit or else I'll forget what I was doing.
Yeah.
So it's cool if it's more like quick in, quick out sort of stuff. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. Meatball says the new version is extremely awesome.
I don't know.
Hopefully you do some. You need to do some more streams, Meatball. We'll try to get on. All right. Let's see. I want to talk about this one. Let me know if you guys can see that. There we go. Limited run games is in the news again. This quote, this cartridge is a tiny time bomb. Limited run games accused of selling carts which can damage your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh no.
What do you guys think about that? I mean, Dathan, do you own any limited run NES carts?
No, and if I don't think so.
I do.
No, all I have is Switch and PlayStation 4. That's all I got.
I think I might have at least 2. I've got.
That's all I got.
I know I've got. I think I've got Star Wars and I've got Empire Strikes Back NES, the reprints they did.
The like the holographic cart things that they did.
Yeah.
Like the blue
and they're
ones.
like
I remember seeing those.
they're like in a blister bubble,
Mm-hmm.
or like a something Hasbro or Kenner would have done.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, but this is I don't know, and it's funny. Like, I don't know why something got deleted here. I don't know if they're trying to backtrack or whatever.
Maybe.
Real quick, Physical publisher Limited Run Games has been accused by one of its customers, and it's never the publisher that comes out and finds this stuff. It's always the customer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember. They also had, was it last year? They had the customer that bought those 3DO games of D, and they figured out that was damaging their 3DO. Like, it wasn't a real. It was just a cheap CDR game that they had burned, trying to I don't know, save money or something.
Jeez.
I mean, with limited run, I mean, they're all about presentation. They're all about having these extravagant collector's editions with a bunch of stuff in there. I think they spend more time with that than they actually do with the carts, the CDs, the boards. From what I heard about this Rugrats game, is that they're using the cheapest ass board that you can get that barely runs. And we've seen it before we saw it at not PRG, but Ryan, we saw it at PAX, how extravagant their booth was. They had, they took up 4 spaces and lights, and it looks so cool and all this stuff. And, and then, they put a product out like this. That's just shit. And you saw the CDs that they had with the 3DO game. And it seems like there's a lot more, I don't want to say there's a lot more, what do you say, damage control with a lot of their products than there is anything.
Agreed.
And I feel like that's what Limited Run has come down to is, we got to save face now. What can we do now to save everything? They posted a video a few months ago about how their release date times, people wait a year or 2 to get games, and it's to me, this is there are other companies out there who have much better products. They may be more expensive, but they're not going to break, or my Nintendo's not going to explode. Stuff like that.
To me, like, this just screams like, if I'm a kid in my 20s or 30s, or I don't know, I'm in my 40s, like, why even stick with physical at this point? Just go digital, because like, you have to do. I mean, you can sell your game if you own it physically, but if you maybe it's Eric should have been here in the chat, but to talk about it. But it's like, this is helping the argument to not buy physical, in my opinion, right? So
He would say
they need to get their shit together.
He would say that a bug. I mean, I'm guessing that what Eric would say, and it's true, that a bug like this could exist even in digital platforms. It wasn't, or in digital releases. It wasn't actually long ago that Amazon released a big game that was kind of their entry into trying to do gaming that did actually brick people's very expensive NVIDIA GPUs.
But they're not. This is not like a new PC we're talking about here. This is the Nintendo Entertainment System, the console that came out in 1987 or whatever.
Sure, but it wasn't bricking again, I'm being Eric. It wasn't bricking somebody's Nintendo Entertainment System. It was bricking their $2,000 plus scalper tax that you can never get again, NVIDIA 4090.
No, yeah, J-Rod. I guess they expect people not to even play it. That's probably what it is.
That probably is true, right? So quality control is obviously...
Well, and they're saying here, and I have it. This is their tweet or whatever that apparently they deleted, but I saved it. But they're blaming the manufacturer of it But even if they're blaming the manufacturer of it, it goes back to quality control on their end.
Yeah.
That they need to test this stuff and before it gets in customers' hands. And you can't tell me they don't have enough time, because these two games, Rugrats Adventures and Game Line, which I got on Switch, but I haven't played. So I guess I haven't played that one yet. And the other one is Pew Pow. But, it's just, well, I was like, what's going to happen next with these guys?
I mean, I guess
as a business, your name is Limited Run Games, and say you use a third-party manufacturer for everything you've released, your name's still attached to it. So you do what you'd want to make sure that your name isn't getting run through the mud. And these guys clearly don't give two shits about that.
They already made their money. And
there are other companies too that do this. Like I Am 8-Bit does super releases, and Super Rare does releases, and we don't see them in the news for bad publicity like Limited Run. It just seems like it's a reoccurring thing with them. They like you guys said, they cannot get their shit together when it comes to this stuff.
Absolutely. Like if this was an isolated incident, like, all right, they made a mistake, they're fixing it.
Agreed.
But like every 6 months there's something new that happened.
Yeah,
but I also, I mean, to channel Eric, to represent Eric on this, I wouldn't let one bad apple spoil the idea that that owning physical copies of games has way more merit than not owning digital leased games, right?
What's up, Adam? Adam's in the chat. Dude, thanks for staying up, bro. Self-destructed their shit company like Arcade One Up. Yeah, well, at least I will say at least Limited Run is still producing stuff. Like there was an image that was floating around this week of Arcade One Up, some new peasant cab they're putting out at Walmart, a Mortal Kombat one, and I'm not even gonna share it because I don't think it's worth my time. I don't think it's worth your guys' time because it's a joke. But I know there's other channels out there that love that stuff. Whatever. But there's some similarities for sure. Definitely. If you want, we can talk about Home Arcade. I got this. I don't know what this is, Dathan. The Arc World Tour 2024.
I don't know. That was last year, so I don't.
Oh, you're right.
Looking at.
You're right. Why does it say 2024?
No, I don't know.
It should say
that
2025.
double dragon cab looks pretty badass. I do like that.
Are you a fan of Double Dragon in the arcade? Like that didn't really.
I like the one on the right. I do like that one.
The one on the left, Double Dragon Revive. I think we talked about it a couple months ago. The gameplay didn't look that good to me.
Yeah, the one on the right kind of stays true to like the classic, and I like that.
So we don't know what the price is. It's probably the same as the Street Fighter one, but and I'm curious, like, what can you'll have the Double Dragon arcade, and then maybe the new one, and I guess there's a whole bunch of Double Dragon games you could throw on there too. So it'd be interesting to see what they do here. Yeah, well, the PR department, Arcade One Up, I don't know what they're doing over there. Oh, Meatball Saucy likes this. Oh,
it's Double Dragon,
Maybe Meatball Saucy's gonna get this one. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Get the right one.
So that's cool.
Great minds think alike.
Ooh,
Meatball's not
a buy for me.
It's not a buy for him. Oh
no!
Why isn't it a buy for him? He's got the VR set up.
Yeah, you can just play it in the VR.
I mean, we're so spoiled as it is already with all the arcades that we have so close to all of us. So it's not like it's a detrimental to having it in your house, but you know, the more the merrier, I guess.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe Cade? Hey, Joe Cade, does this interest you? The chat's popping off now that I throw this up there.
Oh, it's not an Atari arcade, so I
Yeah,
don't think
this is disclaimer. This is not an Atari. Like, I think if this is Atari, Joe would have shit his pants already. Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, okay. East Coast. But do you love Double Dragon? Yeah. J-Rod still loves Double Dragon. I think it was cool on the NES. Like, I remember playing it on the NES, but like I never got into it on I never really played the arcade version that much. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll once we get more information on this one, we'll post it. So, not to mention, it goes with a Pi 5. Yeah, you could probably upgrade it if it's a Pi. So, yeah, that'd be cool.
Ryan, you know that at PRGE you won that little arcade machine, that arcade mini.
Yeah, that uses a Pi, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't have one. It doesn't come with one, but you have to put one in there. But I opened it up the other day, and I did not know you had to build the whole thing from scratch.
Yeah.
Like every little tiny thing from scratch. I opened it up, I was like, oh my shit.
That's now you know why I wanted to give it to you.
This is not what I was expecting at all.
I think there's YouTube videos you can watch tutorials of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure
I'll get to it one of these days, and I'll have it set up.
It's like a modders kind of thing. Like,
for sure.
If you wanted to do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle little arcade and the way you want it, that's kind of, and you want it small like that, you could do that.
Yeah.
Dark Empire. I remember playing Dungeon. I'm gonna say Dungeons and Dragons. Double Dragon at a hockey arena back in the day. Yeah, you are old, man.
I remember playing they used to have all the fighting games in a row at Tilt. It was like Double Dragon, Final Fight, Street Fighter, and it was the cabinets that looked just like this, and they were just all in a line, just all the way down in like the back wall. It was good times.
Yeah, I'm still partial to Final Fight. I think that's my favorite beat. That's not, well, I don't know if you include TMNT or X-Men in that, but yeah. All right. Do you guys? Yeah. Oh, did they have Tilt in Detroit?
I think they were a national brand. It's either that or Electric Castle. I think they were the same, owned by the same companies, I think. But I could be wrong.
Aladdin's Castle.
Yes, that was one.
Electric Castle owned, what was it? Owned Tilt?
I think so. I think it was all one thing. I think they were just named different in different places.
Wasn't Wonderland in Salem? Wasn't it Electric Castle's Wonderland? Like, is Wonderland a chain outside of the Oregon area? It's not, right?
I don't know. Is the Wonderland still there in Salem off I-5?
Yes.
But
they're building a new one. It's going to be,
but it's still in that same spot. Like, to this day, it's still in that same spot.
Yeah, the one on Market Street. Yeah. The guys on the East Coast are going to have no idea.
Yeah, by Pietro's. But I just remember when we used to walk in there, I could have swore that it had like the rules of the thing was like, "Welcome to Electric Castle's Wonderland."
I don't remember. I don't know if it says
wrong.
Electric Castle anymore.
Oh, it says yes. Wonderland was Electric Castle.
Okay, Korean. And you know everything.
I think they still have one here in Portland. It's Electric Castle Wonderland.
Is it? But Electric Castle is like a nationwide or a chain for.
I'm pretty sure it's actually called Electric Castle. I don't know if it's Wonderland, but it's Electric Castle. Let me look.
Yeah, their website is Electric Castles Wonderland
Yeah.
for the Salem one.
Yeah.
And Tilt was apparently owned by Craig Singer, and then sold off at some point to Nickel and Dimes Incorporated.
Hmm.
And as of February 21st, they have 5 locations remaining. Oh, no, as of 2025, they've grown to 24 locations. So they dropped down to 5, and then they've apparently had a resurgence. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, they are, because they just like there's a Wonderland that's not too far from my house over here in East Gresham, and they just remodeled just recently. So they're starting to kind of go back into the that entertainment type with food and movies and all that stuff.
Are you going to go in there and complain, hey, why doesn't it say Electric Wonderland? Electric Playground, excuse me.
No, I wouldn't. I would not.
What is going on here? What's going on, Mike Hawkhurts? Thanks for joining, bro. No, the go-karts at the new one is going to be cool. Yeah. All right. Moving on. I wanted to talk about this. Nintendo Gold Points going away. Do you think there's something else coming out with Nintendo with their program? I was disappointed, but I don't really use the gold points that much. I mean, they definitely help out, but and it was weird too. I just got this email today, and I know this has been out for a week now, or a couple days. People have been talking about it. Gold points will no longer be earned for digital purchases on the eShop as of 9:30 Pacific time on March 24th. So, I'm be interested to see if they do. Maybe they just, this is a thing where Nintendo has you by the balls and you just got to do it. So,
well, I'm kind of curious
thoughts,
if they're
guys?
going to try and be a bigger push for the Nintendo Switch Online with the 2, and so maybe they'll add something to that.
Yeah, maybe they do some kind of a new promotion with buying stuff. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That they probably already bent us over. Oh, and, Dathan, didn't you share earlier that it's the 39th anniversary of the original Legend of Zelda game today?
Yeah, I didn't know that until I was on Twitter this morning, or X,
That's
or
crazy.
whatever it's called.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, don't go into Nintendo's legal department, man. They'll go after you.
They usually win too.
Yeah, Dark Empire's going down a movie rabbit hole with Chris.
Chris, I liked your review of Captain America. That was pretty good 9-minute video you made there.
Yeah, it was. I was actually surprised by it. And then, of course, the director had said today the original after credit scene was supposed to be the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. Everybody is like, oh, they had to reshoot the movie so many times, and the directors had to come out and be like, no, we only shot it once. We didn't do this. We didn't do that. And it's like, what does it matter? It was a decent movie. It was. I honestly, think this is the first one where I've been like, Anthony Mackie was actually acting in the movie. and I enjoyed his performance. I thought him and Harrison Ford were the best parts of the movie. Yeah, I'd say it's worth seeing in the theater. And then, of
I think I'm
course,
just gonna wait.
I don't know if you guys saw the rumors about the runtime for Fantastic Four. They're saying it's going to be an hour and 37 minutes long.
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. That's kind of
Theater
disappointing.
that kind of pisses off the theater owners because they want that 2-hour runtime is like perfect for them, but
No,
maybe if they make
that hour and a half, you can get more showtimes in there. Let's say you have a full day. You have a full day, and then you have a 2-hour movie with 20 minutes of trailers. You can shrink that down to get more showtimes throughout your day if you have a shorter movie. Instead of getting 5 or 6 showtimes, you can get 6 or 7 depending on the length of it.
Yeah, but the audience doesn't seem to like a movie that's that short. So that's why I say the 2-hour movie time is like the sweet spot.
I think it kind of depends on the movie. Like last week, I'd gone and seen that movie Love Hurts, and it was an hour and 20 minutes long. The action was great, but the movie was too short. They needed more time to flesh out the characters.
Does Love Hurt?
Yeah, Love Hurts. Versus Heart Eyes, which was the same, which was just a little bit longer, but it was like the director, writers, and everybody had the perfect amount of time to make that one work. Nothing felt like it needed to be fleshed out in that one. So I think it just, if you get the right writers, director, everybody works together, you can take and make an amazing movie in an hour and a half versus, as much as I like Peter Jackson, my God, he like padded out the Lord of the Rings movies with scenes that they could have just cut. Did
you guys get the Captain America popcorn bucket?
No.
Meatball Saucy got one.
No, it's just more.
You didn't get it?
It's more stuff that's just going to sit around that I don't need.
But that's exactly what the stuff you got behind you is.
That's entirely
right?
inaccurate and false by any means. So.
Oh well, and yeah, there was the AMC, I believe, is the popcorn bucket that had, it was the shield, and then you could pop up the bucket portion.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that. That was.
And I was like, that one would have been worth buying, but the one that they had at Regal, I was like, I don't need another one of these buckets.
Dathan, are you going to do an unboxing for us tonight? I forgot to ask you.
Oh, I can at some point, I guess, if you want. I gotta find.
Yeah.
Where is it?
You gotta.
Oh,
you gotta find it.
It's down over there. It's down over there somewhere. So, I mean, I can unbox my.
People.
My gal.
Did you guys, Dathan? Did you see? I reposted the clip of us talking about Transformers last week. And some guy wrote a huge ass comment on it. I really need you to read that comment because it's maybe he can read it. Maybe we should read it live.
I mean, you can't. I haven't. I saw that you on my notifications. I saw that you posted the video, but I didn't have time to go through and see the comments or anything.
I think I can.
Is it on? It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Maybe I can pull it up here somehow. Give me a second, guys. Where's my music when I'm stalling for time?
Let's go, bub.
Let's see.
All right, you look for that. I gotta go. Let me go try and get this unboxed real quick.
All right, but yeah, keep talking about movies for a second.
Well, I'm going to go see The Monkey this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Is that the Robbie Williams film?
No, that was A Better Man. Which is...
The Monkey is based on the Stephen King short story, right?
Monkey Shine, yeah.
Yeah.
And they originally were going to have the monkey with cymbals clapping.
Yeah.
But apparently Disney's trademarked that.
I saw that.
So they had to change it to a monkey with a drum.
Wait, is the monkey with the cymbals clapping from Toy Story? Is that why it's trademarked?
It
I
might
think
be.
it's the toy. Wasn't it like the toy from ages ago? Did Disney have the rights to that toy?
I don't.
There's no way that they really you think that
Maybe.
Dathan, that they had the actual like monkey symbols, that was their toy?
That's the only thing that I could think of.
Well, I figured it was in Toy Story, and then they just went ahead and said, in case we're going to merch this, we want, the rights to it or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Dathan, I got it.
Okay.
I need you to come over here.
Yeah.
Can you read this? I need this in your voice. Is that too small, or do you want me?
I don't want to read it out.
No, I want you to read it. Come on, man.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Do I need to make it bigger?
That's what she said.
I can.
Yeah, a little
make
bit
it-
if you can.
All right. How's that?
That's better. Okay,
Okay.
let me hold on.
Now this is
Okay.
in reference to people commenting about the studio series. I was going to say Destructicon, but the what was the one we were talking about last week? I don't even know.
Galvatron.
Galvatron. He's sitting right over here. So let's read.
Okay,
this
all right.
first.
Show him. Well, you can show it to us in a second, but I want you to read
Okay,
this comment
so-
for everyone. It's a
Okay,
great
here we go.
comment.
Okay, it says I have 5 versions of this mold. I guess we're in reference to Galvatron, correct?
Mhm.
That's what we're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It was disappointing because it is just a redo, pretty much.
Deco.
Redeco.
Redeco,
It
yeah.
is a
Redeco.
shame that it didn't get a retool of some sort out the feet and a few other bits to make him look just like the movie. He's great as a standalone figure, but a few tweaks and he is perfect. To counter your argument, why did they make a new Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime mold that looks just like he did in the cartoon movie, but just repainted Galvatron? All of the Bayverse Studio Series figures look pretty much spot on to the animation mold, so why not Studio Series 86? The Kingdom Galvatron mold at the 86 is a redeco, was 4 years ago, but they have milked it for the 5th release for the Transformers fan that makes a difference in that Studio Series 86 like it did in the film. Casual fans or people looking at it and may not get that. Imagine if the HasLab Ecto 1 was just a redeco of an old version of the car. Would you not be annoyed? Or any of the figures that you collect are supposed to look like they do on TV, but are just a copy of the older one that are trained to the trained eye. God, this is a huge comment.
This is a crazy
this is
comment.
a-
That's why I had to share it.
This is a lot. Let's see, I forgot where I was, but TV.
You're up to. I'm sure you'd be frustrated.
But I'm sure you'd be frustrated. That is why the guy is calling out Hasbro for Galvatron for being a lazy redeco within a line designed to look like the animation models. What they will do is just release of one later if they don't just finish the line by then. But as that is not a guarantee, people will just buy this one in the meantime, or people who collect the line buy it for the set and then buy another one later on, or stick with something that doesn't stand up to the rest of the line that don't look like the movie. Figures can be improved upon later as technology and experiences grow, as Masterpiece Transformers, for example, but we have much improved versions of figures 10 years later. But the Galvatron figure was already close and just needed some tweaks, which is why people see it as lazy and a cash grab to drain. Oh, wait, you moved a little bit too fast. Drain every last penny of value of the mold. They know it as good as be able to sit in the line. They also knew that with the Kingdom version pretty close, the more casual fans wouldn't make the step up to the Studio Series 86 just as is just good enough. But for the more hardcore fan, the one that this line is designed for. They have already cash grabbed this figure once as well. This guy is, wow, he is just not stopping. The Kingdom version came battle damage, and people didn't like that one, but it sold really well. And as it was so good compared to what it was, what went before it, then they released another one shortly after the no battle damage, as they knew it was popular and people would buy it, which they did. They knew what they were doing, and we have that sort of thing time and time again with popular characters that only had mediocre versions up until this point.
All right. Last paragraph.
Okay. One last point, as I'm certainly not sat writing this in a basement, and I'm just speaking up on behalf of the guy that you are ridiculing and all of the other Transformer collectors that feel the same way as he does. But aren't you a bunch of grown-up guys all sat in your basements doing live streams to virtually nobody about toys that you like and don't like, but are also calling out Transformers fans for pretty much doing the same? There are some assholes out there in the fandom that complain about everything, including third party and not just Hasbro. To them, nothing is ever good enough, but I don't think the guy who posted is one of those guys. He was saying what all of us deep Transformers fans were thinking. End novel.
Okay, hold on. I didn't realize that was to us. I thought that was
Yeah,
just another
yeah.
one of those reviews from the website. So now I got to go back and read that whole thing because, no offense, Dathan, your reading of the comment wasn't that
I just wanna
dramatic,
say-
right? It was lacking the dramatic flair that I needed to be engaged.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be reading 3 pages of
War and
Bible
Peace
in there,
right?
so
Yeah,
Can you? That is
That's
the
fair.
biggest. That
Can-
might be the biggest
can-
YouTube comment I've ever
can-
gotten.
Can you post that there so that I can read it though? Put it in our private chat where we talk bad about this guy. Put it in the private chat.
Yeah. This is VXR
Okay,
Drummer.
I just want to read it because I didn't realize that it was to
by
us.
the
I just
way.
thought that it was another one of those reviews of
He-
the toy.
He probably didn't. He's probably not a subscriber.
No, that's fine. I want to actually read it because that's not fair on my part. Oh wait, no. Don't put that in there. Put the link to the YouTube channel. Sorry.
Was this last week's?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to put it in the
Oh,
big
I
chat
see.
too?
So it's like the whole thing. Yeah, never mind. Then it doesn't matter. Yeah. So what was
Is it
his
in
what
the
was
big
the
chat?
complaint then? So the complaint was that we were making fun of it, kind of that people were giving it bad reviews.
Yeah, that
I don't,
I said that everyone was an asshole. Fans are
Oh.
assholes. Are
Me too.
Transformers fans just a bunch of assholes? Do you remember that?
Of course.
The guy just lost his mind over
that was, but to our crew's thing, Dathan is a Transformers fan, so this guy should be at least exclude Dathan from the comment. Like say everybody except Dathan. Like that
Are
would be fair.
Transformers fans
but-
just a bunch of assholes? Yeah.
Look,
Anyway,
there are fans for every type of everything that goes for hobbies, anything that you can think of. And there's going to be people that disagree and agree. And how arrogant is someone to go through life and through their entire hobby life, thinking that people can't disagree with you about something. And it
Now,
just is what it is.
also,
And
the other.
yes, I
Actually,
agree.
I'm sorry, Dathan. I agree with you, but the one thing that I'm actually taking insult to, or not insult, but problem with, is that he's saying that because I'm included in the royal we here, is doing the podcast from my basement, and that's not true. I'm doing it from my parents' basement. So, excuse me, but we could correct that.
so I've been to probably since 2012, maybe 2011, I've been to probably maybe 10 or 11 Transformers conventions. And I will say that, honestly, some of the nicest, most humble people that you'll come across. When I was at TFCon in LA, people were so nice. They were great to talk to. And people weren't bashing on other things. And it was just great to be around. It's a great community. And, I guess I'm not into the hardcore depth part of something that's wrong on the foot of an arm or something like that. Maybe I'm not the biggest Transformers fan in the world, but they're great people to be around. No, Ryan,
Are you sure you didn't? I heard you say this.
So stupid. I hate this one. That was from a podcast like last year. We're not assholes, I promise.
No,
some people might take offense to certain things, and that's okay.
It was all in good fun. Like I'm just having a fun time here. Like, and yeah, there's people that complain about everything. Like that. I haven't even gotten into it. The new Spider-Man toys that just got announced this week. People are getting stupidly mad about stupid stuff. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just,
I would actually
enjoy what you got. And yeah, it's okay to have disagreements for sure. And I think when you have a disagreement, don't take it personally. You agree this sucks. I think it's cool. Like, we don't you don't have to take it to another level. I don't think this guy is, but
I would also say that to our defense, that reading bad reviews and making fun of bad reviews is not anything new, and it's not new to the YouTube game either. It existed in newspapers when movie reviews came out every week, and people read the bad review to either agree or disagree with it, or talk about how pompous the reviewer was and how they missed the point of whatever. I think that that's all that we were doing, but I'm not trying to justify if he took offense to it. I kind of apologize. Because I think that that's part of just when you put reviews out there, that's kind of what you do. Just like when we broadcast from some of us, our basement, and one of us from our parents' basement, that we also open ourselves up to getting ridiculed in comment stuff too, I guess. It's just how it is.
Yeah, we're all putting ourselves out there, so
yeah, but I just think that bad reviews are kind of fun to read. And if I recall correctly, last week was a long time ago, but I think that's all that we were doing was reading the bad reviews.
Yeah.
And having a go at them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Meatball Saucy says, I spent hundreds of hours watching Gen 1 Transformers to make the PUP pack for VPin. Transformers changed my life, and I will never apologize for that. Wow.
Well, maybe if you watch GoBots, you're like,
I will apologize for you. Yeah, you should have made a GoBots one. Yeah, absolutely. Come on. Where's the leader one? Where was all the GoBots? Those guys were
everything Transformers did, GoBots did better.
GoBots, yeah. GoBots were a little cheaper, so your parents were more likely to buy them for you. Am I right?
Yeah.
And I think GoBots were before Transformers, so who's your daddy, right?
I don't know.
Huh?
My mom told us to go outside and kick rocks. Those were our Transformers when I was growing up.
Right? Wasn't there a Transformer that was a rock?
Yes.
I don't see you.
Canopy.
I think the common come back to me asking if I could get a Transformer was, I don't see you transforming the dirty dishes into clean ones. So why don't you start there?
Oh yeah, Leader 1. I definitely had Leader 1. Cyclone. Yeah. No, what are you talking about, Adam? Those were good. All right, Dathan, do you want to show? Let's show off your Studio 86 one.
Okay, so can
I get you full screen here?
The figure in that seems to be the controversial figure that is what's going on is this right here.
Oh my God, that's a lazy repaint.
The Studio Series 86 Galvatron collector quality from Big Bad Toy Store here. You can't.
Oh, you got the collector one.
Yeah, so
it's still in the plastic bag.
Yeah, so Big Bad Toy Store, what they do is, for those people who don't know, sorry, this is not the best picture.
You should really open that up so we can see it.
Are you going to open it up for an unboxing?
Yeah, open it up.
I don't want to open it up. It's too pretty.
Transform
right
it. Transform it.
Yeah, how do we know it's not a lazy repaint?
Make it into a jet.
Back what I was saying is Big Bad Toy Store with some of their figures, most of their smaller figures, they will give you the option to do collector quality, which you can pay an extra $5 or $6 depending on how expensive the figure is. And you can, it'll show up in a box that's actually like from the manufacturer that says, you know, collector grade Studio Series 86 Galvatron. That's already on it. Especially with stuff like this, where they don't do window packaging, really plastic window packaging anymore, so the corners get all messed up and everything. So yes, anytime that I'm able to pay the extra $5 or $6 to get the collector quality, I will do that. Yes.
I've only
Here's
done
the
the
deal.
collector quality a couple times when I got some Star Wars ones a while ago.
Here's the deal. You brought the transformer up into view, and then you started yammering on, but I didn't hear any choo, and all of a sudden it's a gun.
No, Ryan's the soundboard guy, so he needs to come up with a transformer.
Then you'll make it a gun or a doom buggy or something.
I don't know if I have a gun one. I just
No.
I just have this
you
one.
Choo sound.
You might get copyrighted on that. I would probably hold off on that.
Do you think I'll get copyrighted on this?
Are Transformers fans just a bunch of assholes?
No, but you probably would with the Transformer sound.
With the transformer sound?
Yes. You might.
Make it into a semi-truck.
It's only a double changer. He only changes to robot mode and gun mode. That's it.
So it does go into a gun?
Mm-hmm.
That's
that,
do it.
Yeah, but is that like is that a good standard we're setting for our kids? Is like to turn into guns and stuff?
What wasn't Galvatron a not a gun, but a shit.
No, I don't think so. I think he was either a gun.
We don't know anything about
Transformers.
No, because he's not a triple changer. He's basically just your straight up
a cannon. Isn't he a cannon?
It's a cannon, pretty much a cannon gun.
But Megatron was a gun, though, right?
Wait.
Yeah, so Galvatron is just a reincarnation of Megatron.
There's triple changers.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah, triple changers.
Bring
that on the show.
I never had a triple changer.
That'd be quite the instruction manual.
There's two of them. There's two of them that are out. I have them in the other room. Let me see which ones I can tell you.
It's probably like this. Number one is like the robot, and then you do the transforming, and it turns into a gun. And then it says, then in the instructions, you take two pieces of the gun and you move it out like this, so it makes a T, and then it's like, now it's a jet.
Add a sticker, and now it's a triple changer.
Yeah.
Springer is, I think, the only triple changer right now in the Studio Series 86 line. Because no, Optimus, Ultra Magnus, no, just Springer is, and he came out in September. So yeah, he's just the one.
J-Rod has two
triple changers. Man,
how come there was no one in the comments complaining it was in a triple changer?
Well, because they're rare. Like how could you expect
Galvatron? Because he's not a triple changer. Galvatron
he's not.
Well, how much did you pay for this guy?
$50.
$50. Remember that was last
$50. We should get a triple changer.
For $50, it should have more than just new paint, and it should change into four things.
It shouldn't be a lazy repaint.
I mean, it is a leader class figure, so that's I mean, alone that's worth $50 by itself, because you've got your Voyager class, your deluxe.
Oh, I see.
You got your Voyager deluxe, your leader class, and your commander class. Commander class, they've only released two of those. That was Optimus and Ultra Magnus, and Megatron will be in that class as well.
Okay.
Fun fact for you. You learn something new every day.
All right.
I feel like I'm playing Avowed right now. There's too many options here. It's confusing me.
Just pick the top one.
I am, which is I'm out.
And then if it requires transformer ability, then you fail.
What is going on up here? I never know, man.
Yeah. So, all right.
That's pretty crazy, though.
Dathan, so when we're talking toys, I got this right here. Is the Spider-Man 2 toys. Like, I don't know why these weren't announced a couple years ago, like 2023, but we're doing them in 2025. Are you guys getting Venom, or am I the only one thinks it's cool?
I don't know. Todd, what?
Think
How
about
much is that? Is that going to be $50 probably?
I bet. Yeah, they haven't
Yeah.
announced the price yet. Look at that spit in there. And apparently you can remove it.
Hold on. Astro Train is a space shuttle, train, and robot? I gotta look at this. Why is it that I have a feeling that the space shuttle is just the train, but with wings folded out?
It's a space shuttle without the wheels.
Yeah, something like that.
There was
It's
a
a villain.
Transformers train set back in the 80s that was really cool. That came with like a full Astro Train and like a bunch of cars in the back and stuff, and that was really cool.
Kids like trains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought the Lego train set.
Okay, so this is what I don't get. Dathan,
You guys don't even want to talk about Venom.
In the Transformers Transformers universe and all of this stuff, how valuable is it to be able to turn into a train? Like when you're in the midst of combat or whatever it is that the Transformers do, they fight each other, right?
I think it's all environmental based, is what.
Okay. But you've got to find tracks, you've got to find rails, and travel from point A to point B as a train. Where do they ever say, "Dang it, we're really in a pinch against these damn Autobots. What we need now is a train." And then it goes choo 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 choo, and then they're like, "Hey, look, it's Astro." What's his name? Astro Train. And he's like, "There you are," and everybody goes, "Yay!" and they rejoice and hop in Astro Train and get to the next place.
I mean,
well, I believe that was his whole point in the movie, was that all the Decepticons could get inside
of Astro Train, so he's huge.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan said
robots are big.
Ryan said it best when kids love trains. So
yeah, I think that's what I heard.
Transformers fans just a bunch of assholes.
It's a huge Decepticon troop transport, but as a train, I would rather him be a giant truck than train, because he's bound by rail at that point. How many carts can he pull? I don't know. I'm out on Astro Train's value as a Decepticon. I'm back with
going deep
Insecticons.
About Astro Train.
I'm big fans of the Insecticons now. At least that makes sense.
They used Astro Train in the cartoons when Omega Supreme was involved to be able to go in space. Yeah, it's whatever the story requires.
Well, the space shuttle, I'm not arguing against the value of having a space shuttle here. It's the train on rails that I'm arguing against. I need to write a letter.
Yeah, there weren't any trains and GoBots, were there?
What the heck? Astro Train is the backdrop for Megatron's death on the movie. Wow, I guess I've got to watch the movie.
Wow.
Astro
you guys
Train
know
is
your
a
Transformers.
bigger,
like, I had no
bigger
idea.
pin than I thought.
What's going on, Jason?
Hey, you guys wanted this. So
No, I think it's cool.
No, it's
I
like,
actually think it's cool to learn this. I had no
my
idea.
God, our audience is like, they're all Transformers fans.
Yeah, you're lucky we have an audience after last week's shenanigans on your behalf.
Fans just a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, goodness.
Yeah.
Got
Hey, they're
a
still
bunch of
here.
trouble. Well, probably because they're waiting for the next thing to pounce on.
Right.
They go on Reddit and talk trash about you.
They probably are.
A late night live subreddit that he does no idea exists.
Yeah, about your Transformer hate.
Hold on a second. I gotta type on my keyboard about my Transformers.
Oh no, now you're gonna get that one guy mad. I didn't do it, you did. I don't need my parents' house getting egged.
Just gotta find out where you live.
I'm just gonna give them your address, Travis. That way they don't egg me.
Dad's gonna make me go out there and wash it off again. Smelly egg. It sucks. You never find it until the broad daylight and it's baked onto the garage. It's a bunch of crap.
I mean, at least now the good thing is that they're expensive eggs, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they'll go back to TP. It was easier to clean out of the oak tree.
All right, guys. All right, do you guys want to talk about the Spider-Man stuff at all, or I got one more toy thing?
Do the next toy thing.
Okay.
I'm guessing with the Spider-Man, just a quick thing on that is because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the PC version of Spider-Man 2 dropping. That's why they probably decided to announce it.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah, that could be.
And
I
so
didn't think about that.
it's probably something there because it's fresh on people's minds right now because it just came out on Steam recently. So,
But it seems like they left money on the table, is what I'm saying. Like they should have had these come out when the game was released. Like you can't tell me like Hasbro, like one of the biggest toy companies in the world, they wouldn't give them all the character modeling and stuff. You know,
there might have been a contractual obligation between Marvel Comic Studio and Sony that they had to like jump through hoops for, and that might have been an issue.
yeah.
I mean, it's always hard to tell with some of these toys that are based on other franchises.
Well, this is based. This is on a video game, and I want to give them props for this. Is like we don't see too many video game toys right now. Like I don't even remember what was the last video game toy that came out besides Mario. Like you know, that's based off the movie.
Sonic stuff. Sonic 3.
But that was a movie.
That's true.
This is off of a video game.
Well, just the design it is.
Yeah.
But if you're just basing it off a figure in general, then no.
Yeah, in general, maybe not. PC version of Spider-Man has and will sit in my wish list until the price drops.
I'm
game,
sure
dude.
it will happen.
He'll probably mod it so he can play it on his V-Pin. All right, the other one I wanted to show. We just got a tease, and don't I have a soundboard of this guy? Maybe I don't.
He's too clean shaven. I don't like it.
He looks pissed off. Do you think Wolverine would be a good Mondo figure to have? Like, I'm on the fence on this guy.
I need to see the rest of them.
Yeah.
He's
X-Men 97. So I think what I've heard is that he's going to have... There's one episode where he gets, like, his shirt ripped off. There's going to be, like, an extra thing where he can have his shirt all torn up. And he's going to have a Sentinel head to stand on, like the Rogue one did. So...
I mean, I'd love to own it, but I'm not going to pay the price that Mondo wants for these things.
Here's my one.
Let's go, bub.
Yeah, you're probably pushing $300 for this one.
You think he's 300?
Probably 250 to 3 somewhere in there.
How much was?
What was Clayface? Clayface was 220.
No. Clayface was 260.
260. Yeah, I think Wolverine's going to be. I think it's going to be 300 probably somewhere in there.
No way. He's smaller than Clayface.
Depends on what he comes with. It's 1/6 scale, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be about at least 12.
Shots.
It'll be at least 12 inches.
I agree with Meatball.
I got my Cyclops here, and he was 200. So I'm hoping he's 200.
Is it the Cyclops? Is it X-Men 97?
Yes. Oh, I haven't opened him out of the box yet.
Well, how are we supposed to know what he looks like? You got to open
him up.
What if it's just a cheap repaint?
Yeah, make it a gun.
Cheap repaint?
Yeah,
I need to
definitely
open
looks
him up.
like a cheap repaint.
I need to open him up.
You don't even know if the seams like from the mold are like properly buffed and sanded.
Yeah, right.
It could be complete garbage toy that you bought.
Meatball
They went
Saucy
through,
says 149.
Limited run games for that one. You're gonna open it up and it's just gonna explode.
Yeah, you open it
Ticking
up,
time
and
bomb.
it breaks your hand.
If you were gonna get a Wolverine, though, would you want the yellow and blue, or would you like the brown and yellow?
Brown.
I'd
and
probably
yellow.
go. I go classic with the blue and yellow.
Didn't in X-Men 97, didn't Wolverine have his brown and yellow on? I could have sworn he did at one point near the end.
Unless,
Oh,
because
yeah.
remember he had all the adamantium ripped out of him. Unless he
Right.
put on the new suit that was brown and yellow. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
do you
if he did
remember?
or not.
Yeah, it was like episode 9 or something. Cyclops put on his all blues. It was when they were on the spaceship. Magneto. Yeah.
Yeah, it was when it was the episode where he had the adamantium ripped out. He was wearing the brown and yellow.
Yeah.
The rest of it, he was in the blue and yellow.
So from the later so he had it to begin the show and then later on, right?
Right.
Or the opposite.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his first costume was the brown and yellow.
Okay.
In the story of Wolverine, are his little blades part of his anatomy, or are they just part of a glove-like mechanical device?
They're part of his anatomy. So
that's what I thought. He doesn't need the gloves.
It was part of his. I don't know at what point in the comic books they added it as part of like his backstory. Was that he had the ability to. Part of his mutant ability is the regeneration factor, but it was also he could produce bone claws. And so when they did the whole adamantium on his bones, that's where he got those claws from.
That's where he could do it.
But I don't remember what point in the comic book history they decided to change that up, because that wasn't originally part of his backstory.
The claws weren't, right?
Meatball Saucy, I'm not saying this isn't blue and yellow, or blue and yellow. This is blue and yellow. But I'm saying if you could own a $200 figure of Wolverine, would you get a blue and yellow figure, or would you get a brown and yellow figure? That's my what I'd be waiting on.
Well, and if they can,
I can't decide.
Swap the heads on this one, I don't know why they wouldn't have an optional.
You'd have to also swap his arms too.
You're basically having to buy two figures at that point.
Yeah,
because you got to swap everything out.
Yeah, agreed. That, and they want you to buy two figures.
Yeah, apparently. So maybe it will be like 150, but you got to buy two if you want, double the fun.
Here's the other thing with Wolverine, like he's not the tallest figure, so I also hope like he's proportionate to like his size should be in the show. Like he shouldn't be taller than Cyclops, right? So
no, he should probably, if you were to, because Cyclops is the 1/6 or
say he's 6,
right?
say Cyclops is 6 feet tall.
So you're like 5'10", but your Cyclops figure is 1/6 scale, so it's a full 12 inches, right?
Right.
So if you were to base it off of the show, then you're probably looking at Wolverine maybe 10 inches, not counting the horns, the things. What are they? The cow horns, whatever.
Right. Blue and yellow figure for $150. I won't buy a $200 figure. Dang those guys. Even if you guys don't buy that figure, like just this image alone, I love whoever photographed this guy. I love how he did the lighting here. That guy's does good work. Looks good. Anyway, what if it was? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
How cool would it be to be a toy photographer? That's what you get paid your salary. It'd be pretty dope. That's a good job.
Oh, no deal at $195.
Oh,
Whatever.
Eric just sent me a text. He is at ballet today.
Yes,
FYI.
he is performing tonight in the ballet.
Yes.
Is he wearing a tutu?
Yes,
Probably.
that's the only way to do it. And he has 3 costume changes.
And he's getting lifted up by Sally. Sally's gonna pick him up and take him across the stage.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Yeah. The show's going off the rails quick.
Oh, well, we could. You guys see that
It's a late night show. It's meant to go off the rails.
Amazon now has creative control of the James Bond series.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like that doesn't do anything for me. Like, who cares? Like,
Well, I think a lot of
Well,
people
who
are
cares?
upset at it because of the idea that Amazon's going to put out a James Bond movie like every 6 months.
They think it'll flood the market.
Yeah, they're going to flood the market with TV shows and movies and everything. And I mean, honestly, I'd be fine if we got a James Bond movie every other year, possibly. I mean, it just depends on how well it's written and who they get to play James Bond. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with it? It could be a case where the first movie they put out is so bad that everybody's like, yep, I'm done with Bond completely. But then Bond has always been kind of an up and down series. Like you have Casino Royale, and then you get Quantum of Solace. And
I know that this idea or this opinion is probably kind of counter to what we as a group actually like to do with our hobbies, but isn't it sometimes a good thing when these IPs kind of run their course in a dire way so that people have to go and come up with new ideas and new things for us to do?
agreed.
Like in a way, like is it that bad if we never have another James Bond movie or piece of art again based off of it? Like maybe, I mean, knowing Hollywood, they'll just go grab Mac Bolan and that'll be the next thing. But isn't that sometimes a good thing?
Yeah,
if
and
they
I
run
think
out of things to kind of throw out there.
Well, sometimes you just give the character a break for a decade or whatever.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to have it die in a fire in order for them to force a break. You know what I mean? Like you need the market to kind of just say, "We're done, stop it," and then the heads go and be like, "Well, okay, we better come up with something new." It seems like.
Well, and I think that's kind of what happened with Marvel. The Marvel movies is they kind of overflooded the market to where they were having like 3-4 movies a year plus the TV shows, and it's hit that breaking point where now Disney and Marvel have kind of said, okay, we need to back off because they just canceled like 3 of their shows they had in the pipeline.
Oh, okay. So you're seeing that now. Okay, good.
So I think I think in a way, maybe 2 to 3 Marvel movies a year and maybe 1 TV show or 2 is okay, but as long as they're separate, because they were forcing you not only had to see the movies, but you had to watch every single Marvel show in order to understand what was going on with the next Marvel movie. And it was just like, wait, I didn't watch She-Hulk. I didn't watch, some of the other ones they put out. And so when I went and saw Doctor Strange and the Mystery Universe of Madness 25 or whatever it was, hey, look, there's Eric. But it was one of those things where you went in and watched it, and it's like, unless you watched was it WandaVision, you didn't know why Wanda was wherever she was at and what she was doing. Like you didn't understand the whole purpose behind her wanting to go find her kids.
I still don't understand.
That was all supposed to be tied in with the TV show, and it was like, oh, okay. So I don't know. I so far this year, I think Captain America was a good starting point. We'll see how the other 2 movies go.
Well, yeah. What's the next one? Like the Thunderbolts or the
Fantastic Four is the next one.
No, Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts
is it Thunderbolts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I think is kind of like Thunderbolts. That's an unknown. Like no one's gonna watch that.
Oh, come on. Who doesn't want to see the Suicide Squad Marvel edition?
I can already tell that's a flop. So like your whole argument that they're not there, they slowed their roll. I feel like they haven't. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that you can slow your roll, but still not recycle stuff that everybody's used to. In other words, what Chris is saying, if I heard you right, is that they've just slowed down the amount of content they're putting out in Marvel stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to keep throwing out the same characters, right? Like they could just still release one movie and just take a swing at it and see what happens, right?
When is the Robert Downey Jr. stuff going to happen with Doctor Doom? That's what I want.
Fantastic Four.
Is he going to be in Fantastic Four?
That's the storyline. Like Doctor Doom was in the Fantastic Four comics, so
But
he'll be in there.
yeah, I get that, but like as far as I can tell, he's not in the cast unless they're keeping it secret.
Well, yeah, it'll probably be an end credit scene or some, a mid credit or something like that, because obviously Galactus is the big bad in this, unless he does show up at the end.
Well, and that's why that hour 37-minute runtime really worries me, because if this is going to be an origin story for Fantastic Four like they're showing, and they've also got the Silver Surfer in it, I have a feeling that scene in the trailer where you see Galactus' shadow is the end of the movie. It's kind of the way that there's just, you can't do the character development within that time limit. So I'm hoping.
Well, the time limit too is also just rumored. Like that's not set in stone just yet. So we have to take that with a grain of salt before we start.
But that's what I'm saying is that if it ends up becoming fact, it's kind of worrying to know that it'll be rushed short movie. So
there'll be too much stuff to cover in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, and then of course Joe Russo said they hadn't even started on the script for the Avengers Secret Wars movie. So they've had to push back filming for that.
I probably should have take back a little bit what I said about the end credit scene with Captain America. When more information came out, when they were saying that they had a plan for it, but then with the writer strike and everything, that they didn't have a lot of stuff already set up. Scripts weren't written for following movies and all that stuff, so they kind of they couldn't really throw something out there that wasn't going to happen later on in the movies, obviously, because that would have created another plot hole. So,
did someone put the end credits scene up on YouTube yet?
Oh yeah, it was up before the movie came out.
Oh, okay, that's all I kind of want to watch. Jason says Avengers Doomsday comes out next May 2026, and then Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. Spider-Man 4, July 24th, 2026. Well, that'll be pretty close.
Yeah, they just pushed that one back a week. So I don't know, and that's going to be a weird one, because from everything I've read, Tom Holland's going to be busy with filming the Odyssey with Christopher Nolan, and so they're going to use a stunt double for almost all the scenes for Spider-Man 4, and then they'll just CGI on Tom Holland's face.
Jesus Christ, my God.
So you could say it's going to be a Transformers movie.
When's the next Transformers movie? Is there going to be a Transformers 2?
I hope so.
So stupid. I hate this one.
That'll be good. I think the next thing planned Transformers-wise is Transformers and G.I. Joes.
If there was a GoBots movie and it was really successful, would that piss you off, Dathan?
I wouldn't care. I would be happy. That's just more stuff like that for people to enjoy. So no, absolutely not.
That would be amazing. I would love that. Can we live in that universe? Come on, someone needs to do it. Jason says, I hope A&W Ice Cream Sundae Soda doesn't slip from its August release date. That shit sounds delicious. So as long as there's a zero sugar one, I'm down. I got my zero sugar Coca-Cola. So they better do a zero sugar ice cream sundae. They probably won't.
Wouldn't that just be frozen yogurt at that point?
It's just water with carbonation. Yeah. All right. Anyway, been a good show, guys. Any final thoughts here? I was going to talk about AI upscaling or re-releasing old games. Microsoft was doing something like that, but we can talk about that another time. But I want to thank everyone in the chat. You guys have been staying up late with us tonight. I really appreciate you. Do they have A&W restaurants on the East Coast?
If they do, they're probably not standalone. They're probably combos.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like a Pizza Hut or something,
like
or
a KFC. I think they do KFC, A&W, I think. Or they do the what's the seafood place? The
you want 15 more minutes talking hamburgers?
the seafood place that's what Taco
Skippers.
No, it's the
Red Lobster.
No, what is it
Long
called?
John Silver?
Yes.
Long John Silver.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
that is it. Yeah, for real.
Those still in business?
Well, I didn't say they are. I just said that's what they partnered them up with, right?
KFC. That's probably what it is. A&W and KFC.
Here's the deal with Long John Silver. Out in these parts, you can't find hush puppies, really. At least you couldn't until Popeyes came out here. So for the longest time, Long John Silver was the only place you get hush puppies. And you probably don't know what a hush puppy is.
Yeah, they're not that good.
Oh, they're not that good? Well, yeah. I mean, but they are what they are, right? Like, I mean, they're not bad. I don't know. They're good. Actually, no.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and say they're good. Yeah.
I had hush puppies at a Blazer game once.
How?
They had them at the concession stand.
That was a corn dog.
No.
They don't have hush puppies at the concession
They
stand
had one.
at Blazer games.
They sure did.
No, they don't. No.
Because we have got the.
You were either eating popcorn or red ropes, and just confused them. Or a corn dog. I think they have corn dogs there. They have churros at Blazer games. That I can't remember.
No.
I don't think so, right?
They don't even have churros at Costco anymore. They used to have a really good churro at Costco.
Do they still have the $1.50
Took it off the menu.
sundae at Costco?
No,
Yes.
it's $2.95, right? It's $2.95.
$2.95 for a Marionberry sundae?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what a ripoff. Do you still have to have a Costco card, or can you just be like, it's cool, I'm just here for the sundae?
No, you have to actually have a Costco
What?
card. Yep.
Man, not only did they raise their prices, but now if you just want that,
recently became a thing.
You can't share your membership.
What a bunch of jerks.
Oh, Roy Rogers.
There is a Long John Silver's still in Oregon.
Yeah, there is. That's where you get those hush puppies. I was talking
Where?
about.
It's a Long John Silver's / Taco Bell.
That's right.
Hillsboro, Oregon.
It's in Hillsboro. Yeah. This is how I know these things.
Oh, that sounds like diarrhea.
On my way to play pinball.
Sitting in the bathroom for a while.
On my way to play pinball, you go get those hush puppies, and then you go. And then you can have a hush puppy showdown, because also in Hillsboro is Popeyes.
Oh, Jason says Orange Julius. I used to love Orange Julius. Those aren't around anymore either.
No, they aren't. And I was trying to explain to somebody what an Orange Julius was, because they had never had one.
They used to have them in the mall.
Right.
Every mall. You could not call it a mall if it did not have
if it didn't have one.
Then they took over, like Jamba Juice took over or whatever.
Well, then I would say that Cinnabon became a thing. And the stupid cookie places.
J-Rod,
just
I'm
walking
not,
through
I'm
the
not
mall.
posting that comment.
Who's just walking through the mall and says, "I need
James-
a cookie."
James
look at
hates
that.
everything.
Yeah, no, you're talking about Popeyes. There's the one here near us on Commercial. I don't know if you've ever read reviews of that one.
There's a Popeyes there,
but
I didn't know that.
apparently they're constantly out of like chicken. Their soda's down all the time, and the workers there have constantly like threatened to take people out into the parking lot and fight them. when
This
they
sounds like a
question-
rad Popeyes. This sounds like a good Friday
No,
night
there's a-
place.
There's a Popeyes like in walking distance from my house here,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we refuse to go in there.
No.
That's-
You go there. This sounds like fun.
Like it's just
That-
like it's.
that's the one I'm talking about. Is
Okay,
the,
well, that's the
they're-
one I
they're-
live near.
the reviews
Yeah.
reviews for it, people are just like, I went in, they told me they're out of soda, and then the cashier threatened to take me on the parking lot and beat me up. And
No, it's
just
it's
like,
really bad. Like when you got bad customer service, and then I hear people online talking about how bad the food is, and then like the restaurant just opened. Like, oh boy.
What you do is you go there and then you say, "Hey," you wait until they're out of chicken, and you go in and you say, "Hey, I'll take some chicken." And when they say we're all out of chicken, you say, "Well, I came here for two things: to eat some chicken and to kick some butt, and you're all out of chicken." And then you go out to the parking lot with them, right? Like this sounds like a good time.
Are you channeling your inner Roddy Piper there?
No, I didn't know that he used that line. Did he?
Oh yes, he
See, I
coined
don't-
that phrase.
He coined
Was-
it.
Mm-hmm.
from They Live.
No, somebody used it on me once about chewing bubble gum and kicking my butt, and they were all out of bubble gum.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
was
they
that a
got
Roddy
it from,
Piper
from
thing?
Roddy Piper. It wasn't.
Oh
Duke
no
Nukem.
way!
It
That
wasn't
doesn't
Duke Nukem
surprise.
that
Oh,
started
it wasn't
that.
Duke Nukem. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, it was in the 2000s that somebody used it on me. I thought it was pretty good at the time.
It was Roddy Piper.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. But if they're actually ready to throw down, you just go to that Popeyes and get into fights. This could be rad. You could be on the news. This is awesome.
No, this sounds not
Like a
not
bad
good.
idea? I don't know.
I just came for me a nice po' boy sandwich. Oh,
Yeah.
be out of the po' boy, but I'll take you outside and make you a po' boy.
You know what's going to get us more viewers than who do you say just to ourselves? It was just us or our handful of viewers. If you get on the news for starting fights at Popeyes,
I'll live stream it.
say
I'll
Ryan.
go down to the
those
The
Popeyes.
people at
and-
Popeyes aren't
Live.
watching our channel.
No, it doesn't matter because on the news when they're talking about the big brawl you started, it'll be like Ryan, host of Late Night Live, and then next week, bam.
Do they have
at
hush
least
puppies
10
there?
Viewers.
Do they have
Yeah,
hush
they do
puppies?
at
I don't even know
Popeyes.
what's on the menu.
Hush puppies, chicken
I kinda
gizzards, and
let me-
chicken.
Can I pull up the menu? Popeyes
Although I
uh,
did,
menu.
I'll
I
go
did
see if I can get me a
yeah.
connection and live stream. So next week when we have Late Night Live, I'll just be at Popeyes.
go with that. Go with the Steps Gaming so that she can complain about how they're out of stuff. Yeah, because then
That's
she can
fair,
really
that's
get on
fair.
them for being out of chicken.
Did I get it here?
This Popeyes is
No.
out of chicken.
Yeah, Dark Empire
Out
said
of-
it right. We
out of
won't have
curly
Popeyes
fries.
as a sponsor ever.
Well, that's fine.
No, for me, like
Well,
Chick-fil-A, that's where it's at. Why would you
I've
get
been
this?
pitching for Long John Silver's. That's why I want.
Now I'm starting to get hungry, though. All right.
See,
Limited
go.
time. The limited time item looks like
What is
chicken
that?
with pickle.
Well, it looks like it.
That's
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
it's the chicken sandwich.
Wings, sandwiches. They have
Family
seafood
meals.
there.
Heck
You
yeah.
know,
When did they
I
get
still-
seafood there?
I'll never forgive them for getting rid of the po' boy from their menu.
The Popeyes.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I really loved going and getting, and they replaced it with the chicken sandwich.
They have scones there. What is this? Oh, a chocolate
No,
chip
those
biscuit.
are biscuits.
That looks disgusting.
Well, it's Popeyes. They do chicken
new.
right, nothing else. That's probably what they'd say. They'd say this dessert is disgusting, and they'd say, "Look, we just tell you we make chicken."
What dipping sauces they have? Wing flavor.
Oh, they have
barbecue,
Mardi Gras mustard.
Mardi Gras mustard. Whoa.
That means you'd be throwing beads after you eat that, baby.
Yeah.
Blackened ranch
What are we
sauce.
doing? What's happening? Like what?
I don't know. The chat wanted us to keep going, so like we're keep going here.
I think that this, sadly enough, Dathan, I think that Popeyes and reviewing their menu goes pretty hand in hand with gaming and toy collecting.
Apparently,
I think
Transformers.
Jason's got an idea. He said he's going to put the channel on all the Apple devices tomorrow at the Apple Store. I think that's classic right there.
Yeah.
What is Arthur Treachers?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Joe Cade. Question for the foodies. When it comes to fish fast food, Arthur Treachers or Long John Silver's?
We don't have Arthur Treachers here.
Long John Silver's by default. that's all there is to it. And we've only got one of those, or two of those. It sounds like we got one in Salem and one in Hillsborough.
I think there's more than one Long John Silver's here in Oregon.
You think so?
I think so.
I remember when it was like a actual, like there were standalone ones, not just these like, hey, do you want Long John Silver's or ice cream or whatever it is now that they do, or burritos, right?
Mm-hmm.
They used to be standalone.
Whatever happened to Skippers?
There's one in Woodland, Washington.
No way.
Off of I-5. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it's still there. Yeah. It's on the where you're going to like Seattle. It's
Look at this though. So over here in chat,
everyone's got an opinion on fast food.
You've got opinions except for this. Here comes Dainty. I just came back from the ballet. Eric chiming in with his seafood choice. We're talking about like
Eric.
You get $3 worth of shrimp and hope you don't spend all night on the toilet.
Eric,
and Eric's like, hey guys, what about McGrath's? Hey,
Eric, I will
$20 to spend on some shrimp. I wouldn't be going to Long John Silver's.
Eric, McGrath's is my mother's favorite restaurant.
Yeah, come on now.
That's my mother's favorite restaurant.
Not all of us are made of cash.
I think
Some
that's
of us
a
live in
local
our
one.
parents' basement.
I've never been to McGrath's before.
It used to be really good.
Never been.
Then they went out of business and they came back, I think, right? Or they're out of business.
No, they're still out. That Red Lobster is on it. Like they just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I'm pretty sure. Their endless shrimp lobster fest or whatever is gonna do them in.
I'm not going to call myself a foodie, Joe Cade, but I do know something, and that's that it's not wise to eat at a fish restaurant or seafood restaurant when they're on the brink of going out of business.
Yeah, McGrath's has only got 2 locations left, and they're both.
Does McGrath's have a website? Let me look for it.
There's one in Salem, right? You're gonna see how much money bags Eric can throw down on.
McGrath's Fish
crab.
House.
Yeah, it's Salem.
They do have a
Vancouver.
website. All right. This is for everyone. Yeah, if you're still up. All right.
Yeah.
Does that look good? Pacific Northwest.
No, that
fresh.
does not look good at all. That is not.
You don't like lobster?
That just doesn't look good. It looks very.
Lobster
bland.
is good. Oh, steak's good. They got
that
steak.
Looks very bland, and that's no. It's a good thing I don't go there.
All right.
You know, my favorite.
Check out the
fish
menu.
place to go is always in Nebraska, where it's most landlocked you can get.
That's the safest place to eat fish.
They've got a lot of stuff. Do you like fried calamari?
Ooh, that's always good. If
It's like the cheesecake
mozzarella sticks.
It's like the Cheesecake Factory. They have one of everything.
Yeah.
They have literally.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it, you can get it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why what you get is I think it's the Admiral's platter. Then you actually get one of everything.
One of everything. Here, it looks like you ordered the ocean. Here it is, deep fried. Enjoy. That's the Admiral's platter, I believe.
Do they have? Can you guys get halibut over in Detroit, Adam? Do you guys like halibut? That's good. Northwest salmon, the captain's plate.
Yeah, it's the Admiral's platter.
Oh shit, the Admiral's platter, $47.99. My God, Don't take your date there.
No.
Oh,
This is what I said about Moneybags Eric. He's all like, I'm like, hey, I got like $5. I think I can go to the Long John Silver's. Eric's like, oh yeah,
the double lobster tails is cheaper than that.
yeah.
Wood-fired seafood.
The poo-poo platter.
They got pasta. They got tacos.
Yeah, I told
There
you
you go.
the Cheesecake Factory. It's what they have. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken
I
pot
hate-
pie. Where'd that come from?
That must come frozen.
No, I'm just
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
like,
it
who
has
was
to.
sitting in the back in the kitchen going, you know what we're missing here? Chicken pot pie. And then the manager's like, yeah, put it on the menu. That sounds like a winner.
These poor chefs at this restaurant, man,
Yeah.
they got their work cut out for them.
Right. Who's the one jerk
Skippers.
that ordered this? I gotta go look it up.
Right.
Does anybody remember how to make a chicken parmigiana sandwich? All I've been doing is deep frying shrimp all day. No, here's the desserts though.
Oh, Mile High Mud Pie.
Why is
Whoa.
carrot cake ever something that you would put in a restaurant as a dessert option?
Because carrot cake is delicious.
I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just a random, like, for every one person who thinks it's delicious, there's got to be 9 who think it's the worst.
Arthur Treacher's. Arthur Treacher's. I've never even heard of this place.
But in all fairness, I would say the same thing, Dathan, about key lime pie.
I'm a fan of key lime pie. It's not too bad.
No, I'm not saying it's bad or that you can't be a fan of it. It just doesn't seem like it's like, I guess I would put it this way. I wouldn't trust it at a restaurant because I'd be worried it's been stuck in the walk-in for about 3 months waiting for somebody to order it on both of those items.
Does
Right?
Arthur
That's
Treacher's
all.
have a website?
Yeah, I just put it in the private chat.
Oh, you did?
Jason just put it up in the chat.
Okay. Oh, okay. I gotta.
Arthur Treacher's.
Their website is kind of bare bones
Yeah.
here.
I don't know. It's looking like the Long John Silver site.
So it's like, yeah.
I
100%.
like that they
Wow.
cut out the image there and just stuck it off to the lower right. It's like, you want to see what our breaded fish looks like? Here it is. Smash. There you go.
This looks very.
They kind of
Not
look like
good.
candy corn. No, nobody's saying it doesn't look good. It just,
I was gonna say it looks like they were.
This
like,
is no
yeah,
McGrath's.
This
I-
is not. No.
I-
this-
That's
actually-
it. That's the menu. That's it.
I like this. Hey, at least you know that they know what they're doing with these 4 options.
they're trying to be the in and out of seafood right here. Is what
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
They have hush puppies.
You don't have to.
Oh, yeah, they
complicate
do. Yeah, no, you don't have to complicate things. I actually prefer a restaurant that's got 5 things on the menu. That way that you know that they think they do those 5
Right.
things.
You do 'em really
excellent,
well.
Right? Yeah,
Do
yeah,
really
yeah.
well. Some
So
of the
right here-
really fancy restaurants do.
Right here, if somebody was to say, hey, Travis, I'm in the mood for some deep fried seafood. Where can I get some good deep fried seafood? I'd throw them over here to this Arthur Treacher's. that's
Not McGrath's.
No, not McGrath's. If somebody said like, "Hey, Travis, I don't know what I want, and I kind of just want stuff that might
All right.
be okay," then I'd send them to McGrath's.
Okay, all right, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you'd rather have Arthur Treacher's. Put a 2 in the chat if you'd rather have McGrath's. I want to see what everyone thinks. Let me know.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna get
one for Arthur Treacher's, 2 for McGrath's.
we're gonna get some angry McGrath's fans on your YouTube.
Chris already
comments.
says he wants Arthur Treacher's.
It's gonna be.
I was
I
thinking
worked as a
Arthur Treacher's
sous
'cause it's
chef
cheaper.
in McGrath's for 5 years.
You're damn right. I'm picking it because it's cheaper.
Okay, Meatball Saucy. Jason says Arthur Treacher's.
Oh no!
Eric says McGrath's.
Of course,
Yeah.
Eric. Of course, with Eric, it's not just 2.
Joe
I'm
Case.
with Dark Empire. I'm going Long John Silver's.
No, I didn't give that as an option.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm making
What
it an option. I'm
If
going.
we're gonna
I'm
go that
actually
route, what
going
about
number 3.
Moe's?
No.
Moe's clam chowder.
I'm actually going for, and it's Popeyes there on commercial or wherever. I want to get into the fight.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. No, that's really
Well, there you
fascinating. I think if you have an East Coast bias, you're probably going for this. Maybe West Coast bias, you get in McGrath's.
Meatball.
I'm assuming they
I
are.
don't think so. I think it turned into an Oswego grill.
Yeah, no,
The McGraths.
they've only got McGrath's website only shows Salem and Vancouver now, so they closed that one. In all honesty, I mean, with fish and everything, the closer you are to where you're getting it, you're going to get.
Next time, we're gonna go over like the Hooters menu versus.
They're all closed.
Are they? Chris and I went to the Twin Peaks in Seattle.
Oh yeah,
have you guys been to Twin Peaks?
Mm-mm.
And the menu is not good. It was bad.
No.
Okay.
No,
And
the only reason you go there is for the.
I didn't even think the other
attire.
Yeah, I didn't even think anything else was that appealing either. So
Maybe you should hit the Popeyes and live stream it.
Tilted
Go to the McGraths.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go check the Popeyes, see if I can get signal, and then the next Thursday, that's where I'll be.
That's where you're gonna be.
You know, if I'm able to get signal, I'll stand there and we can have our discussion and everything as somebody.
We can interview Popeyes employees.
Dathan can bring his iPad on the road, so yeah, why can't you?
Yep.
Because I don't have an iPad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's right. Skip the ballet. Nobody needs culture in their life.
Why not both?
Because we just don't need the culture. I like to live under my rock.
All right. Do you got to work tomorrow, Dathan? We probably should.
Yep.
Sure
do.
We're gonna let him get some sleep.
I know where you're getting lunch.
All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. Go play Avowed. I don't think it's that bad. Seriously.
What a great review. Go play Avowed. I don't think it's that bad.
We talked about it. I thought it was fun. Like, no, it's not good. But that's okay. I like different opinions. That's why I have you guys on. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Dark Empire, some guy named Eric, Meatball Saucy, J-Rod, Joe Cade, Jason, some guy named Asa Jack's Media Grounds. Thank you guys.
The guy who gave us the inaccurate constructive
criticism.
God, shout out to that guy.
I closed that screen already.
It's okay.
But yeah.
He knows.
No, that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to increase my watch time on YouTube. And like, if you're writing like a huge novel on a comment, like, thank you. Like, that's exactly
longer comments, everybody, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm here to listen. If you write a good comment like that, we can post it and talk about it. I'll have Dathan read it.
Yep, apparently that's the new thing now.
If it's a Transformers comment, Dathan has to read it. That's like the rules.
Okay.
We'll do a psychotherapy session next week for the next big comment.
It is also a rule that super chat money gets used in that claw machine.
Heck yeah.
No.
That's not even negotiable.
Yeah.
Money's already been set aside.
Thank you guys. All right, have a good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you next week.
Good night.
Bye.